Have you heard of this little movie that's coming out? It's called the last Star Wars, The Last Jedi.
Return of the Last Jedi.
Return of the Last. There's like some news going on. I Hello, cult members, and welcome to the Pop Culture Cult. I'm Sean.
I'm Janice.
And yeah, there's been a little bit of news going around about The Last Jedi. Like, the full-on media blitz has begun.
Well, we have a week and a half.
It's
Next Thursday?
next Thursday. So that's like 13 days. No, it's Monday. I think I saw 12 days today. So yeah, I'm gonna have to start posting every day so I know what the final countdown is.
Okay.
It was like 11 and like 9 hours or something like that to the whatever.
Right.
So yeah, and the world the they don't call it a world premiere anymore. Where the whole crew and the cast and everybody shows up, the red carpet thing. Premiere happens on Saturday night. I'm hoping they live stream it again, at least the red carpet stuff. And we're gonna try to go to Star Wars Fan Fest on Saturday. Right down the street is our downtown area for our hometown of Chandler, and they're doing this big. They're having the symphony, the Chandler Symphony Orchestra get together, the Chandler Symphony Orchestra, and there's just a bunch of Star Wars stuff and a bunch of food trucks and a bunch of different things. So, and it's free, so it could suck, but whatever.
Free.
I like free, and we have a whole day on Saturday to do. So maybe we'll just come home and put on pajamas and call. Fuck it.
Maybe.
Fuck it all. So this is episode 53, and we're starting to get to that outside of Star Wars. It's the Oscar movies, but like the news stuff really isn't happening a whole lot.
Yeah.
And so we're starting to get towards that time of the year where the news stories are starting to slow down a little bit. And so we'll be doing a couple more reviews than we normally would do in our weekly show. We probably should do them as standalones, but whatever. That's how we're doing it right now.
Well, I'm pretty sure this little Star Wars movie will do a standalone review.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. There's a Doctor Who episode coming too.
There is.
I'm gonna cry. So a couple news stories and then a bunch of reviews is pretty much how the episode's gonna go. So if you're looking for fun entertainment, we're the place for you.
He's the fun and the entertainment.
Oh, you're the straight one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Whatever.
The Costello
Who was that first? So we're going to start off with the first story. We talked about this last week, but or was it last week? Maybe 2 weeks ago now. That Quentin Tarantino's new movie is landed a home, and because of Weinstein and his frivolities. Yeah, sure. And yeah, and so they came out last week at the end of the week and said, here's the release date, and it's August 9th, 2019, which is 50 years to the day of the Tate and the La Bianca murders, and the internet, as the internet does,
went all full internet
because they went full internet. Do you think this is insensitive?
I don't know. Is it? We don't know anything about the movie.
Right.
Anything.
Right.
And did they do it on? Is it actually like a Thursday or whatever when movies normally come out?
Like a Thursday, afternoon or Friday or yeah.
So I mean, maybe it was a coincidence. Who knows? I don't know.
There's gonna be a bunch of stuff that's gonna go Discovery's going to have the tracking down the lost Manson or whatever, and History Channel will do their
Skelter a million times.
Yeah, there'll be stuff going on, so it makes sense marketing wise to put this in.
So is that stuff insensitive?
Well, according to the internet, it depends on what day you ask, because with everything that's going on, everything is insensitive.
Right.
We're married. If I touch her inappropriately, it's insensitive, and I should lose my job. So we're in that world right now where everything is obnoxiously oversensitive. But I don't think this is a big deal. We don't know what the story's going to be.
No. Like we talked about last week or the week before, it could be like Inglourious Bastards, where Charles Manson is kind of a background
That's
character.
That's kind of the rumor that's been going around. There's the it's Quentin Tarantino, so he doesn't give out a whole lot of information about his movies. But the rumor right now is that the story itself is about an actor and his stunt double in Los Angeles during that time period.
Right.
And so
they should so Tom Cruise, Leonardo DiCaprio,
right,
and who's the third?
Brad Pitt
are the three names that are being thrown around. So Tom Cruise needs to be like either Leonardo DiCaprio or Brad Pitt's stunt double.
Right. I see.
Looks nothing like.
I that would be funny actually, because when I was thinking about it, I would like to see Tom Cruise play Manson, and then because he can do that crazy-eyed, let his hair be long and do the. I'd like to see him be Manson, and then Margot Robbie's playing Sharon Tate, and then I want Leo to be the actor and Brad Pitt to be the stunt double.
Yeah, I mean that kind of makes sense.
It makes sense, but the interaction of all of them is just, I don't care what the story's about. It's the four of them in this movie together, set in a period piece.
Yeah.
So
so I hate to break it to you, but Sharon Tate was very pregnant when they killed her, which means that Margot Robbie is going to be.
She's a great actress.
Okay.
Or at least what we've been told from I, Tonya. So we haven't seen the trailer or anything yet,
right.
but I mean she.
Actress.
And you're not gonna
acting in those shorts.
She actually pulled off Harlequin pretty good.
I
know. I see how you are. Okay, so Brad Pitt without his shirt on for half of Fight Club is okay, but see, double fucking standards around here. I'm insensitive. I've been insensitive. This. Yeah, we're in a mood. But we're looking forward to this. We've talked about it. We love Quentin, so I just go. Okay, and begin and go.
Is it out yet?
Is it just go? Actually, I would be okay if they did, like a full-on documentary of the making of this whole thing, like everything that went on with the Weinsteins and how he went to Sony and
talked about that before.
Yeah, I in this the whole filming process because of everything that's going on around this story and everything. I think that would be really cool. So, and so we wanted to bring that up because the internet has gone full internet and is complaining about 50 years and it's insensitive. However, on the other end, the internet is going crazy because Disney is doing the live action Mulan, and they have cast their main actress. Her name is Liu Fifi. Yiffy. But she goes by Crystal. She's like a pop star in China. She's got a bunch of credits over there. She's got some American credits too. She was in the Forbidden Kingdom with Jet Li and Jackie Chan. That was the big, like, oh my God, they're in a movie together kind of thing. She was in a Nicolas Cage movie, Outcast. But she looks the part. They actually hired a Chinese actress to be the part of Mulan.
Yeah. And
it shows Disney, as much as we've bitched about them lately about wanting to buy Fox and being the evil empire and everything like that. They're getting it right.
They kind of had to, because I looked at all the uproar with ScarJo as
the Ghost in the Shell stuff. Yeah.
And then there was the guy who quit. It was a comic book movie, and he didn't realize that the character.
Oh yeah, it was what was that from? That was from Hellboy, and they cast a guy who. It was American. Luke, was it Luke Evans? I don't think it was Luke Evans. But yeah, the character is of Asian descent, and he is very much not.
Yeah, and so he ended up quitting.
Yeah.
Because he had no idea that it was, and the internet exploded, and
yeah.
quit. So yeah, if you want to just remove the controversy as quickly as possible.
Yeah, and they've got an Asian director. I believe he's Chinese or of Chinese descent. And this is, a big, important story for the Chinese culture. I mean, Disney did a freaking animated movie about it, and, but it's still...
Their animated movies have been, there's Pocahontas and Mulan, and now they've got the Coco.
The lesbian story and Frozen.
They were sisters.
Lesbians. But I like the fact that they are making they didn't just cast somebody that was a universally known person.
Yeah.
They looked at thousands of different actresses. They went to 5 different continents. They wanted somebody who looks the part, but also can speak English, can do all the martial arts, can sing.
Didn't they get in trouble for Aladdin?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Because they picked
he was Indian.
Or she's Indian or something like that. It was like something like that. It's like she's British, but she's of Indian descent, and it's not a Middle Eastern. Yeah. So, but it looks pretty interesting. She was born in China, spent 5 years in Brooklyn, and was trained by Jet Li.
There you go.
So I mean that's they sounds like they. And from what I read this afternoon, she's super excited about doing it. So I think that's awesome. So they'll do it good. I'm actually interested in Mulan a little bit because it's martial arts and singing. That's what what's what the animated movie was. They were singing and dancing, and
I don't know that I ever saw it, so I have no idea.
Well, and Eddie Murphy was the voice of the dragon.
There's a dragon in it?
There's a dragon in it.
Okay.
Are they gonna bring a dragon back for the live action and have Eddie Murphy?
Maybe it'll be a paper dragon.
Okay, I'm not trying to be a dick here, but is it insensitive if they actually have a dragon in the movie and don't hire a black guy to be the voice? Moving on. So in our effort to get caught up on movies from 2017 before the end of the year,
it's a big mad rush.
We get mad rush. We're going to try to see 3 billboards this week. Yeah. So we'll see. We're it's getting that time of the year.
It's in a big theater.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
We should be able to get it.
Yeah. But we saw The Big Sick this weekend. It was on HBO or something, whatever, Amazon. And so we finally got this chance to see it. Now this came out in February.
Well, so it hit the indie awards circuit, didn't it? And then it did so well that they released it kind of small.
Right,
and then it did so well there that they released it a little more widespread.
Yeah.
So it kind of, even though it might have come out in February, it's been been out for a while. It's done like $270 million or something like that over its time in the theater. But it was it's about this comic, and I didn't put his name down because I totally forgot. But he's Pakistani, and his parents move him and his brother to the States for a better life. And they have arranged marriages in the Pakistani culture, and he doesn't really want to do any of that at all. And he doesn't pray. He's not Muslim. He doesn't do the Muslim praying anymore. But he goes down in the basement for the 10 minutes.
Yeah.
He lays out the carpet in case somebody actually comes down and catches him. He can immediately, and then he plays video games on his phone.
Yeah. But the story itself is about how he fell for this white American girl in Chicago, and their romance and stuff, and then they have what I think was a little shitty of a breakup. Like I think over freaked out about having this box full of applicants for the Pakistani.
I think I'd probably freak out too.
Yeah, but they said
had a box full of other women's pictures.
There's some legitimacy to that. I think it could have been handled a little bit better, but I wasn't in the room at the time when the actual conversation happened, so I understand. But then she ends up getting sick, and he ends up spending a lot of time at her bedside with her parents, and becomes really good friends with her parents and stuff, and so
Hunter,
Holly Hunter. And Ray Romano.
Ray Romano, yeah.
and we were watching the movie, and my wife Ray was been on the screen for a little bit, but hadn't said anything. And she's like, "Oh my God, that's Ray Romano." Because he's got like a full.
I was like, "Oh my God, it's Ray Romano."
He had a full beard and stuff. I really like this movie. What did you?
Oh, I liked it too. Yeah, I thought it was good. It was funny, and it was sad, and it was
yeah, and it's based on I want to say Raj Ahmed or something. It's based on his real life. It's actually, they show pictures of him and his wife at the end. I was for a long time rom-coms became this formula of love affair, breakup, ridiculous reason why we got back together or whatever, and like everything was kind of over the top in its storytelling and
pretty formulaic.
Yeah, and also for me too, a lot of the people they did in rom-coms I just didn't like them.
Yeah, there wasn't any chemistry. They were just together because it was the two
big names at the time or whatever. Yeah. But this one was although the formula is there, it's not a typical formulaic rom-com kind of thing.
Right. And if it was, as soon as she woke up, they would have been like, "Oh, I love you." Oh, I love you.
Yeah.
And that's not what happened.
That's not what happened at all. And I was just pleasantly like, look, here's a story that you can tell, and it was, it's based on real life, but here's a story you can tell, and it's a guy, going after his dreams of being a stand-up comic, but happens to fall in love with this woman, and has to pretty much tell his parents, I don't want to be in this lifestyle or whatever it is, and it was just super awesome, well done. Definitely go see it. I give it an 8.
Yeah, 8. Sure.
Yeah. I think as a rom-com, I probably would watch it again because it's pretty funny in parts. The club scene where he takes her parents to the nightclub so he can do a set. That's some funny poo.
It is. That's me.
Oh yeah. Don't you understand?
I will beat your ass. I don't care that you're half my age.
And twice as big as you.
Yeah, I don't care.
So go see it. It's on Amazon. If you have Amazon Prime, it's freezies.
Yep.
So there was a little trailer that came out last week. Did you see it?
Once or twice.
So the Infinity War trailer finally dropped last week on Thursday. From when it dropped to Friday in a 24-hour period, there was 230 million views.
My husband was a million of those.
I may have been a few of those.
I would like to point out that we were right in our predictions because last week they had just posted the 3.
Yeah.
And so we were.
Yeah. So we were talking about it, and then like the barrage of stuff happened, and the photos came out, and the covers for Entertainment Weekly came out.
And why are these characters not in the trailer?
Yeah.
Complete dissecting of a minute.
It was like 2. I think it was like 2.5 minutes. Yeah, it's pretty good. But it's 10 years to build up to this, and then they show the one trailer at Comic-Con and D23.
Right.
This is not that trailer from everything that we've been told and whatever, but still looks awesome. Just the separation of the different people and the different sites where they're all going to be at. The meme war has begun with the whole "Get this man a shield" line where he's pointing at the, and now it's like there's like this one where it's Scarlet Witch and get this woman her brother, and then it's Black Widow and get this woman her own movie, and then it's it's like this whole line of it's like and get this man brunch, and it's Flash, and so there's been a whole bunch of stuff, but the CGI for Thanos looks really awesome, and it just looks really cool. Wakanda looks like it's going to play a huge part.
Yep.
So everything that happens in Black Panther is going to be important. So just awesome.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go watch it again. On the Marvel front, we finished the Punisher series on Netflix, and 13 episodes, a little long. It's about what Daredevil and Jessica Jones and stuff like that have been. And this is not your father's Punisher. This is your father's Punisher, but told in a different way. Right?
Sure.
Yeah.
It's Punisher.
So
family dies, he gets revenge, everybody dies, lots of blood.
Yeah. I liked the way that they handled. So they told that his family dying and everything, and his revenge part in Daredevil season 2, and this was him trying to go back to a regular life and then getting pulled back in.
Well, and he didn't quite get them all, right?
There was one he got like the first episode or whatever that he got.
Then Agent Orange.
Oh, that was from. Well, yeah,
He was the catalyst for the whole thing. I mean, he got the people that did it, but not the people who told those people to do it.
Yeah.
And so, well, I won't spoil it all, but Agent Orange and his minion,
who's Billy Russo, who was Frank Castle's like best buddy in their unit, and so he ends up being like his lackey, Agent Orange's lackey, and but there's some stuff that is very Punisher in this series. A lot of the gunplay and the violence and stuff like that you get expect to get out of Punisher, you got. And there's one episode, I was talking to a friend of ours last week, and I said it's probably the most bloody episode I have ever seen on TV.
Yeah. And
not blood for blood's sake or to splatter all over a wall.
No, everybody dies.
It was just a scene where it's the natural progression of your body with holes in it, and it's blood all over the place, and
some of the because it's not just like, it's not gun violence. I mean, there is some of that, but it's a lot of beatings, right?
A lot of personal,
that can get a little tough to watch after a while.
Somebody
just getting their face pounded to pulp.
I'm never gonna pull back from that. But if you're squeamish about that kind of stuff, you understand if you're going to go into watching this, you're going to need to understand that's how Punisher is anyways.
Yeah.
And but I just the other thing that really kind of struck me about this series is it's really, the underlying story is really about a guy dealing with PTSD after being in the military for so long.
Yeah.
And where are military people's place in regular society when they come back?
Like a secondary story.
Going
on for a little bit.
Yeah, and it's the catalyst for things that happen throughout the entire series, and Frank having to deal with, is this really who I am? Yes. How do I deal with that? And kind of moving forward.
Yeah.
And Micro, the guy who played Micro, was really good. And the Homeland Security agent, her name was Dina. It was played by Amber Rose Riva. Really good. Riva. Like everybody was really, really good in the series.
Yeah, I really liked his relationship with Micro, like their banter and
like the old married couple.
Yeah, and Micro, David Lieberman, he really cares about him.
Yeah.
Because if he didn't, he wouldn't have put up with half the
stuff.
Yeah. And then he takes care of him a couple of times when he's, beat up.
Sews him back up. And
then just their, definitely old married
couple. We need milk!
Get milk while you're out. Yeah.
Yeah, I just, on the Marvel Netflix series stuff, it's Daredevil season 2, Daredevil season 1. This, I think, is where I'm at right now.
Yeah,
Jessica Jones and Defenders is kind of in there right next, but I don't know which one. It depends on what day it is.
I really liked Jessica Jones a lot, and so I think I would probably put that first, and then Daredevil season 2, and then this.
Yeah. It is worth the watch, but it's 13 hours worth of watching. Yeah. So unless you were going to sit down and do it all when it first came out, you can kind of work your way through it. And sometimes you actually need to let it sit for a little bit.
Well, like I said, it gets a little intense.
It gets a little intense, but there's also some stuff going on where you have to kind of sit and think about what's going on. Like there's no real action until episode 6.
Yeah.
When that episode where they're in the forest. Yeah. So there's some fight scenes and stuff like that happen early on, but it's all kind of dealing with the other stuff. Yeah. And that was really really good. So definitely good job, man. Marvel's kicking it out of the box with the Netflix stuff. Yeah. I even liked Iron Fist. You just skipped the first 5 episodes.
Yeah, I mean it wasn't horrible. It just wasn't
it wasn't at the standard. Yeah.
It was up here and it came in at here.
So DC stuff. So the 4-way Arrowverse crossover happened last week, and we watched them on the CW app. Now, I'm going to do a little bit of a bitch about the CW app and whatever playing system that we have used in the house.
It doesn't seem to matter what we play it on.
It doesn't matter what we play it on. There seems to be some kind of glitch in the system where the episode will run to the first commercial break, they'll show the commercials, and then the whole thing freezes.
Yeah.
And you have to start over, and if you advance to the commercials, it just keeps running the commercials and then freezes.
Yeah.
And then we have to do it with my computer, and my computer speaker is... it's not blown, but there's some software glitch in there, so it was a little difficult to watch. And so I enjoyed the shit out of this. I wanted to watch it this big, not this big.
Yeah.
So they actually did a true 4-way crossover this time of the Arrowverse.
Yeah, it was they took each time slot and showed part of the same whole
it was
story.
It was a 4-hour story.
It was a 4-hour story. Yeah.
Right.
Instead of last time where it was kind of there's this stuff going on with Arrow, and then the story is still
I liked last year's. I liked last year's a lot, but there was 3 episodes and 2 minutes of Supergirl.
Yeah.
Supergirl starts with a fight. Is it the fight? The episode starts and there's everybody pretty much confirming they're going to Iris and Barry's wedding, and so it's all these fight scenes on different planets and stuff like that. And they're all different planets and timelines and whatever.
All fights, because Supergirl, it's her and her
sister getting drunk because boys.
Yeah.
So, but it was one. It was all
not boys.
Girl and
significant others.
Yes. I'm triggered. But the story was everybody together. And then each individual episode that would be in the Supergirl time slot or the Arrow time slot had the rest of the characters from that show within that time slot.
Of the story.
Yeah.
It was just the story.
Yeah. It was so well done. Now the CGI isn't perfect, and stuff, but it's TV CGI, so you gotta kind of let that stuff slide.
Yeah.
And the story is pretty much it's called Crisis on Earth X, and Earth X is the 53rd Earth in the DC universe, and it's the Nazis one.
Right.
And so they have a lot of stuff going on where the Nazis are in control of everything and they're hunting down everybody, and so that gives them the ability to have Stephen Amell and Melissa Baccarat, who plays Supergirl, but Pinot, and then there was one other, and so it's the white blonde-haired, obviously should be the bad guys,
Aryan,
very Aryan people, and they were the evil versions of Arrow, Supergirl, whatever. And so that was kind of it was a awesome way to tell that story and still have the diversity of their entire cast with all the other stuff that was going on. And they actually pointed it out several different times.
Yeah. That they had, there's black people and Jewish people and, and gay people and lesbian people and all these people who would not have been allowed on Earth X.
Yeah. And it's everybody, like all the actors and stuff like that, like sometimes you can get kind of stale in your characters. It's not so bad in the CW universe because Flashpoint and Timeline and wibbly wobbly timey-wimey shit. So you get to play different characters and different things and whatever. But they all of them took it very seriously. It would have been very hard. It could have been very hard for some of the actors to get to be walking around in SS uniforms and having the swastika above them, but they all handled it really, really well.
Yeah, and they didn't. It wasn't in your face, the Nazi stuff. I mean, there was Nazis, but it wasn't. It wasn't
super Nazi kind of.
Sieg Heiling each other.
Kind of there's a couple where they did that, but it wasn't like over the top and stuff. And they called them Führer and stuff like that. Yeah. So, but I just thought it was really cool.
Yeah, it's good. I think I liked it better than last year's for different reasons. I mean, I really liked the Arrow one last year.
The Arrow one was, but that was all heartstrings. That was their 100th episode. They did all the stuff. Yeah.
But overall, I liked this one better.
They did something in this episode, in the Arrow episode, that I've never seen before. And I'm not going to say what happens. If you watch the show, you know how important something is. And they did it. And I
never happened before on TV.
And I greatly appreciate everyone who got that done.
Look, I'm wearing my Star Trek shirt. Star Trek was the ones who did another version of that first.
Yeah. I thought it was it's so it would have been so easy to not do that, but there was nothing that came out about it happening, and then it's just like pow, and you're like, hey, time out.
And Ray, right? Is that
Ray? Yeah,
the Ray.
The
Ray. He needs to come back.
Yeah,
we like that actor. Yeah. We liked his performance. When he left to go back to Earth X, so we were like, no, I want him to stay.
He's played by, and I should have looked it up. He's the guy in Hounds of Baskerville.
Yeah, and he was in the BBC.
Almost Human.
Almost Human.
Yeah, I can't remember his name right now.
He's on Doctor Who. He's on like 2 episodes. The one with the Titanic.
Yeah. He's the helmsman in Titanic. Yeah. And he's really cool. He's a really good actor. There is actually a scene I will want to talk about though. Is Snark is in Whitworth Miller, who plays Snark, is in these episodes, and him and the Ray are actually together on Earth X. Yeah. And they are a couple, and they have an open kiss in one of the episodes. And they talked about on the internet how they can be sometimes, but that's the first openly gay superheroes kiss of two superheroes, gay characters,
right,
who kissed.
But that's what you were talking about.
No.
Oh, there was another thing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That thing with a guy who wasn't.
You can tell me later.
We'll get to it.
That's why I made the Star Trek reference.
Yeah, that's why you made the Star Trek. Yeah, I was going somewhere else.
And Kirk.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. See, that's what I thought you were. So apparently there was another thing.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
How do I do this?
We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it later. Anyways, we're having communication issues.
Let's do this first, and then we'll do that.
And then we'll do that later. Okay. All right. But it was cool that they actually showed that Whitworth is very openly gay, but still pretty awesome. And I love Stark. I wish Stark would come back. And it looks like he might, maybe.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they had said that he would be back. Back and forth.
Yeah. Whatever. Yeah. And then the other thing too that I wanted to talk about with the Crisis of Earth X is Victor plays Gray, Professor. The other half of Firestorm, was leaving the show. We all knew he was leaving the show. They had a really good exit for him. And so I'm interested to see what happens with the other half of Firestorm going forward in the storyline and stuff. Yeah. I really want to get caught up on Legends and Arrow. But I think I might wait until it comes out on Netflix and just binge it all in one sitting.
Yeah, so we don't have to deal with
the app and stuff. But really, really, really well done. Good job, CW. Keep pushing that forward. And, yeah. We'll see what they do next year. So, two announcements that they've made for Comic-Cons that are coming to Phoenix. We have the Ace one that's coming in January. There's been a bunch of big names added to that one. That's the new one that they're doing. They're doing the first one in Long Island, like this weekend or next weekend. And then we're doing the one here in Phoenix in January. Here, they've added Hulk Hogan.
Why?
Well, the fan fest that we have in the fall here for our regular Comic-Con has a bunch of wrestlers that come. Okay. But Hulk Hogan, I mean, that's big. I just really kind of what you're hitting. It was just really random. You have all these Marvel people coming in and all this stuff going on, and in Hulk Hogan, and a bunch of good comic book writers and stuff. And I'm
sure people are happy. I could care less, but
I mean,
about wrestling.
I know, but it would still. I mean, if not that I want to get an autograph, it would be cool to maybe go if he was doing a panel or something. But
I doubt he's going to do a panel.
I don't know. It was just. That could go sideways in a hurry. But for the Phoenix Comic-Con stuff that's going on, we're getting Graham McTavish coming. He's in Outlander. He's
Duncan McKenzie in Outlander.
Is he? Okay. And then he's one of the dwarves in the Hobbit movies. Dwalin. He's the one with the bald and the braids and stuff. Yeah. And he's Thorin's kind of right hand fighter guy.
Yeah, not the old guy.
Not the older guy. Yeah. And then he's also going to be in the new Aquaman movie. So, but that's kind of a cool get. That's kind of a random person that, I mean, I've seen him on the circuit, but that's kind of
so I'm hoping maybe they get a couple more people from Outlander.
Yeah.
Because they did a panel at San Diego Comic-Con.
Yes. Yes.
For the new season, so I think that would be.
Well, if they're doing what they kind of looks like they're doing right now, I was on the website this weekend to see if they, had added any new information, and they're already posting information about panels and stuff like that, and they're doing the whole Guardians group is going to do one panel together. Yeah. And it looks like they're gonna do this big group kind of things. It makes sense that they brought a bunch of the Outlander people together. That's kind of big right now.
They got,
and that's something we haven't had.
The guy who plays Jamie and, I don't know, the girl who plays Claire. I don't know that she does stuff, but I don't know that.
Yeah.
Any of them, I've never seen them at anything other than San Diego Comic-Con when they did the panel.
Yeah, so
but that'd be cool.
It'd be cool. So I like that. Phoenix Comic-Con looks like with all the bull that happened last year, it looks like they're making a concerted effort to to really go for it this year. They brought in a bunch of comic book artists, a good comic book artist, well-known people, instead of just throwing a bunch of people together. And now we've got a pretty good rash. And William fucking Shatner. I'm still excited about that one. So what do you guys think of this episode of the Pop Culture Cult?
James, the Furious Kirk. I'm not ripping my shirt.
No. Thanks. Oh. So what do you guys think of this episode? Did you watch Crisis on Earth X? Did you watch Punisher? Go watch The Big Sick and tell us what you're thinking about the Mulan movie and this Quentin Tarantino Manson thingy. I don't know what the hell's going on, but we're excited about it. So let us know what you think. Leave us a comment. While you're there, please like this video. And there's a little red subscribe button up in the corner. Go over, click on it, and it turns gray. It's like magic. I'm telling you, it's the coolest thing you'll do all day. I swear. You can also follow us on Facebook at the Pop Culture Cult, or Pop Culture Cult 1 on Instagram, and we're at Pop_Cult 1 on Twitter. We're also on the Stardust app under the Pop Culture Cult. Download it for free. Follow us first, and then go like all your friends. And gives you a chance to do 30-second reactions to movies, TVs, trailers, or whatever. We did all of the Punisher series. We did all of the Stranger Things. And then I tried really hard to say everything I wanted to say in 30 seconds about the Infinity War trailer. It didn't go well. So tell us what you guys are thinking and follow us everywhere. And until next time, good night now.